Chat us up. Tell us what you think about the topics of the day. What insights do you have about the topics of the day? What's your favorite meme for the day? And let's have an amazing time. So let's get into today's episode. Hello Firebrand Nation, welcome to this episode of FNN. This is the place where we tackle cultural issues, giving them faith-based insights. So if you're new here, karibu sana. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel where you can get to watch more powerful and impactful videos. Also join us on the comment section, on the chat section. Chat us up. Tell us what you think about the topics of the day. What insights do you have about the topics of the day? What's your favorite meme for the day? And let's have an amazing time. So let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to FNN Firebrand Nation News. I'm your host Firebrand Michelle. Today it's a ladies affair. Like today it's three ladies. So my finalists are ladies. I am nimefurahia. Nimeapa kufurahia. Kufurahia. Just in case.
Furahia.
Like no pun intended. Like sijui kumenda the ladies affair. We keep saying we need to be only us.
Well,
wanaume wanashinda kila pahali. Like we need this safe space. For the first time on FNN, it's just the ladies. I am so excited to have you join me once again on FNN Monday edition. Remember to use the hashtag Panelist Monday on all our social media platforms at JBN Television, on Firebrand Nation, and Firebrand Nation Kenya on Facebook. Let me allow my beautiful sisters to introduce themselves. So where do I start? Do I start with the psychologist? Do I start with the biochemist? Psychologist. Listen,
I actually wanted to say flip my mind.
You are just like
Anyway, my name is Antonia Ngaiwa. I am a counseling psychologist and I am a firebrand as well. Nimeokoka na Yesu ni Bwana wa maisha. Hallelujah.
Are you single? Are you related to Christ?
Follow me for after questions. After the show, text me. Ask me that in person.
And this number running right here. The number on your screen. I'm not even if you're a vlogger, like the eye, and it's just like
I'm going to go subscription.
You can't even know. But no hate to vloggers, we love you guys. My biochemist.
My name is Firebrand Junior Sims. I recently graduated from university doing biochemistry and molecular biology. So technically, without practicing, my degree graduate. Yes, and as Antonia has said, I'm also a firebrand, minister of the gospel. Recently added, that was around last year, saying that. But anyway, I recently added to my portfolio a stylist. So yes, and so much more. Flips hair.
Invisible hair.
You know how many times I forget that I'm 4C? Like I forget that I went to natural because at times I'm just like, oh, wow. Sorry, it's the bath.
That's lucky you at least inaweza songa.
Kuna zetu ni stagnant. It's okay.
We moved it.
Yes.
With this same energy, let's hit the meme section.
Okay.
So today we'll do it kind of different. All of us will have to do memes. So let me start with Jane.
Okay. Actually, because I'm too sure Tony had to start answering. I'm not saying. Wanaume hununua shati moja ya polo wanaivadi farasi na kufa. We are not mentioning someone in studio right now.
Please, once your polo shirt is worn out, usiwe farasi.
Tafadhali
wachana na farasi. At least that's a brand, the polo brand Baki.
Please spare that horse.
Do not spare it.
And a couple of our Firebrand men usually wear this. So one is on studio, the other one is usually a panelist. I'm not naming names, just saying the facts.
Yes.
I was listening to this some guy at Robin Sharma. I said, I am not bashing, I am just reporting. So I am just reporting.
Yeah, yes,
the two of them wear polo shirts.
Yes, please.
Antonia?
Okay, so I'll read this one. Msi akona happy birthday, lazima aview status za kila mtu. They ajue wale fake friends hawajapost. And that's on facts by the way.
Some period.
Kwanza, lazima tu confirm enyewe ni akina nani. Alafu sio ukipata hujapostiwa na mtu.
Acha hiyo na
Premium TI.
Acha postiwa na his close friends. Unasikia mauchu.
And you're like, sis, BFF. Guy, akonikia happy birthday 3 days later. Actually, I forgot.
Alafu uone birthday ya mse mwingine, watu
hivi wame
like Jesus Christ, nilikosea nani?
Just so
where au kuna ingine imetokea watu wanatumia picha mbaya za mtu, so mtu anaenda kwa status ya kwanza like ifika hapo midnight una post picha kadhaa kwa unajua tu watu wata screenshot wa post on their status, so unaandika hapo chini, I know you're going to use bad photos of me, so I have posted this one screenshot and post like I am making you understand you have to post.
Watu wengine anaweza kuignore tu, but we're not mentioning names.
It's life. This life we can't kill ourselves.
This got me. Msupa nataka nikubaie kiatu so that I can be your sole provider. Ameli nimekuja nilialeke sole provider.
Enyewe wa Kenya, nyinyi wa creative though. This is creativity on another level. Sole provider. Hey.
Hizo chezi nacheza kwa
Wow.
The provide soul.
Sole provider. Okay. Okay. This one, this is relatable because I have seen it and I think jokingly I have done it. Niwe nakwambia nipige kama wewe ni mwanaume, so niwe joranga omote joranga de
so chani kulizo kulipona mbele nizo kulipanga relationship spill tea ulipona ambia
my friend. I was telling Rooney nilikuwa namwambia jokingly explain how Kikuyu women. No, for real. Kwanza guy, I don't know but me I've had Kikuyu women. Kwanza atasongea mwanaume ile hata anamsukuma joraga.
Ile kujua gate, uni mwezi nishika, hivi nipiga acha nijaribu.
Have you ever noticed most of the time I love such a like kaka kuchapa anza kule. Kwa nini unichape? Yeye utakuchapa.
Okay muone, kujeni muone. Anataka kunipika.
Nigerian women.
You want to kill me now?
Wow, kill me. Come beat me.
Ututu birds lakini hii bird hapa ndio inafanya hii mimi inakaa tu so realistic. And then the next one, ukiingia DM kuja na content. Sikuniambia ati unaitwa Peter na unaweza pita na mimi. Alafu msi akajibu, huyu mpe chance.
Support local creativity. Local creativity.
Yes.
And creativity. Aya, huyu.
12 Peters.
But that's nice. Naitwa Peter na naweza pita na wewe.
But who slide DMs watu wanakuanga na courage.
Yes.
The audacity. It is the audacity for me.
The audacity.
Let your perfume introduce you. Mwache kunuka hali ya anga.
You have to say, I have a natural odor.
Anyway, kwanza mtu ametoka kusema tu vile ni like anapenda Creed, those perfumes that introduce akitembea
the 45,000 Kenya shillings perfume.
But
Kili vitu kwa ground.
hali ya anga. Wait, kuna nuka.
Kweli ni weather forecast.
Because ile mnatakanga kunyesha alafu unasikia kuna nuka.
So ukiingia kwa kuna kunika anga huko.
Shit. This shit in
This should be amazing.
Memes leo I cannot. I guess it's the last two news zimebaki.
forbid this. Hey, hakika hujaifanya hivi, by the way. You do not belong to these streets of Nairobi. Wewe kaa kwa lane yako, ni mtu wa Karen. Matured people, watu wa Karen na Runda. Excuse me. Bibi. Well,
just to attract someone's attention that unapita.
Au nani? Nataka kupita. It's okay.
I think this is the last one. Dem akiwa comfortable na wewe huwa anakula kama mtu anawaka kwa kwari.
Kama watu wanawaka kwa kwari.
Hata sio mjengo. So inabidi niko haya.
Unataka kugonga hizo mawezi. Wewe.
Unakula hata karibu kula hivi na Zahadi Tonia. Unarelate? Unalilia chakula.
Hapa I think wananijua vizuri. Anyway.
Ini hate speech do na feel si watatu.
So attacked,
Nigeria.
Mtengeneza hii.
Alikana tujua.
Kuna to aim.
Like
You'll become better. In the near future, we are becoming better women.
I'm not.
I shall not lie to anyone.
I'm not even trying to.
I'm not unless unasema better ni saa to graduate kutoka.
Hata wakopoa, ati when you get comfortable wapi? With the first, you
The first
eat.
one.
Exactly.
She's like you. See ati baby nimeshiba naweza patia not us.
Na nikishiba nitabeba. Mimi sijai.
Oh yeah, baby.
But I will never eat salad. That will never be me.
Give me kama starter.
Hata si starter kama unajua na main course na nyama kadogo.
But salad as a main dish.
Just like a Caesar salad. Unaangalia Caesar salad ni 600 shillings. 600 ni kule hapa mamboga kwa nimekuwa mbuzi no.
Kwa watu na Kardashians na
shake kwa unaanza kula mamboga. No.
Hapana kabisa like I'm full. No. Please come.
Chakula chakula alafu na feel much more empty. Exactly. Kitu unafanya inaweza nifanyia.
Yote imeabsorb. Unaona chakula hapa kuabsorbiwa hapa yote imeabsorbiwa hapa.
Kaka kaiko
inateremka huko. Anyway, don't mess with us with food though. That's what we are trying to say.
Firebrand ladies. And to welcome us to the reaction of the day, the first story. Mwingi Snake Droppers Association. We drop snakes to your enemy. For VIPs, we drop crocodiles.
Me, honestly, your story, I'm just, bado tu, I'm like, I just settle, bado ijaka vizuri in my core, I'm like still shocked. I don't even understand.
First of all, an eagle. Unajua eagle ni rare on sight. Because nizi birds, they are known. Nakwanga first of all known.
If you say a honk, it's cool. Because this is Kenya. Hongo is our
eagle.
But an eagle.
In a pink
We
snake.
actually have eagles in Kenya.
Apparently we do.
So.
According to Mwingi Snake Droppers.
Exactly.
Because I'm aware of the American eagle, but
According to Mwingi Snake Droppers.
Me nimekumbusha tu Indian movies. And I'm like, God. What on earth?
Anashuti kutu anashikilia.
Which Indian is here shooting a Kenyan series?
Indian and Nigerian movies.
This is the ghetto. The actual ghetto.
The story says, this is now the driver in Sun Citizen, a struggle involving an eagle and a snake that eventually landed on the cover Kitui County. Kwanza ni Kitui. I am just reporting. Specifically from Kitui, I am just reporting that eventually employee minded his own business has left many tags working. David Musyoka, a driver attached to the country government, told Citizen Digital TV that he was driving towards Mwingi town when a snake freed itself from the talons of an eagle. So fast forward, the management of Mwingi Level 5 Hospital, where the Musyoki was admitted, has since said the snake bite has been fully treated. However, the part where holds me that I'm just a bit, this is nature. However, in a shocking turn of events, the residents say the eagle emerged out of nowhere again and picked the dead snake. That's my problem.
Snake iliuliwa.
Nikataka ku let go.
Let's go step by step. So, what happened? He left on the top of the car. According to Misioka, before he could do anything, the snake found its way inside the car and bit his left arm. He immediately stopped the car and jumped out with the snake still hanging onto his arm and called for help. Nearby residents from Kwambugu Market rushed to his rescue and killed the snake, then gave him first aid. However, in shocking turn of events, the resident said the eagle emerged out of nowhere again and picked the dead snake right back and flew away with it.
Okay.
Beatrice, you I only watch this on movies.
Alikosea nani?
Walikuwa nataka kugonga wamesema ati the snake ilihang inaka kila story ya Paul.
Paul.
Akiuma kusheki. Alishinda kushika.
Aya,
Girl.
Allah.
Where?
I'm still trying to understand.
me, I'm like,
It's interesting.
Very interesting.
first the eagle freed it. I mean, the snake freed itself
from
from
the
the
eagle.
eagle. And
I
then
remember, birds have talons, so the grip must be really painful.
You can imagine for an eagle. See, actually,
It has talons, exactly.
Talons zake ndani.
But inata the eagle was a carrier. Ilikuwa global.
Deliver straight to your door.
alafu after the snake did its thing, ikaikujia. Okay, so ni time. We gotta go.
Nika ile nimekuletea chakula na sahani, nimekujia sahani yangu
Na
sasa.
kama imekufa kweli walipatana wapi? Kama
Kama ilikuwa ina trace from the air.
Allah GPRS.
I just want to find out this one.
I'm still trying to understand.
We need more information.
Saika ulikuwa na plans kwenda Kitui.
Tafadhali tulia
Hapo
kidogo.
hujakosea mtu.
I campus will never cease to amaze us. But anyway, all in all.
Oh my God. Anyway, this is. I'm not really sure what to make out of it without reporting badly.
We wait for more information.
Glad the dude is okay though.
Yes, very blessed.
Then at least ako sawa.
We have to point that out.
Yes.
To the guy narcissist.
All this drama, the dude is okay. Alive and
Healthy.
can testify of his
Goodness of the
survival.
Lord in the land of the living. Hallelujah.
On a more serious story, DCI warns parents of sexual predators luring teenage girls through social media. So let me just give you a rundown of the story. So there's this girl who met a guy through social media on Facebook. I don't know, if you meet a guy through Instagram, at least the likelihood of the picture being the person, you know, but they don't know how it comes.
Facebook.
Most of the time it's usually
Weird
Facebook.
streets.
Right. So this girl lives in Machakos, boarded a matatu. Today we are sharing a lighter. So she boards a matatu, which is 1,500 and pays 500. And so the conductor notices there's a problem because number one, she's a teenager. Where is she going to Mombasa at this time? It's her brother who's going to pay the deficit of 1,500. So fast forward, she gets to Mombasa, but the bus conductor had a feeling that something was wrong. So they get to Mombasa at 4, and then this guy shows up at 8. So at 4, the bus conductor stays with her, then a priest comes, then she confesses that she met a guy through Facebook and was going to meet him. But he shows up at 8 p.m. So see, they're seated somewhere. So when they see the guy, he is not the same. I don't know why we are shocked, but it's true. The picture, we took a ground different. So the person on the picture and the person who came is completely different. So this is very prophetic since we are all ladies. My question is, and I could think since we've advanced in media, we should know better. Like I thought our mind also advances with the way media advances. Why would girls still get lured through social media? I can't, because this is crazy. How do you just text somebody? Even texting is better because texting you have a number, but this is Facebook. I'm not sure what profile name, who you are, your background, and I'd leave my home and pay 1,500. I don't know.
Consider the uncertain situation. Like she paid 500. That's a K deficit,
Right.
and like
You might take such a
you're not
risk.
even secure enough with the cash. Could you be if anything goes wrong the other side, I can just book a hotel room and stay.
Right.
At least as I find my way back home. Like akotu 500 na that was fair. Ashaimaliza, like there is that uncertainty or kuna hiyo vulnerability of being a girl. And also probably I think according to my opinion, that you see people talk about relationships that have stemmed from meeting on social media. Although unajua catfishing is a thing. So kuna hizi successful we met on social media and 2 years ago look where we are
and the rest is history.
so people hope for the same, but anyway, a school girl though, now that's on another level.
And count the hours from Machakos to Mombasa with only 500.
Aujui hata that conductor atakushikishia katikati.
Exactly. And you met this guy on Facebook, so I'm not sure if he'll show up or not.
But look, as you said, something that media has advanced and we have advanced with it.
Right.
But check, kuna some regions in Kenya hawako advanced as people like maybe in different regions. So maybe yeye kuwa Machakos, maybe haja advanced. And again, in teenage, kuna maybe that likelihood. And then there's just a way maybe she was, when you're a teenager, sometimes we long for this love, especially maybe with someone who has grown in a family without a father figure or that kind of love. So we are drawn when we get just someone, and we can be naive.
Right.
We can be totally naive. And then go there, and then maybe that's what she did. But even look in the case ya huku Nairobi. They are ladies, these are not even teenage girls, these are ladies who wanapigiangwa simu, and it's not maybe even their boyfriends, it's just someone they're just going maybe to hook up with. And ambia, panda Uber kuja, nitakulipia. You get it? If a grown up can do that, niambia sasa kama huyu mdogo hatafanya hivyo.
For sure. Good point, but shida iko wapi? Because that would be a question. What exactly is the problem in our bringing up? Is the problem in our values? Or what exactly is wrong? Because I also agree, because a lot of cases, especially during 2020 and 2021, of ladies getting this one who got a spinal cord injury and ended up dying, and then there's other one who was pushed from 12th floor and was caught at 4th floor. But still, how do you leave your home or your house for somebody that you've only had 1 week experience? And you go and you're vulnerable. Remember, you're a lady. It doesn't matter how powerful and self-empowerment messages we get. Men are still physical beings, and he will beat the living daylights out of you, if at all. But my question is our problem the values? Do we have an issue with our value system as we are growing up?
Well, I think first off, I think teenagehood, like Firebrand mentioned, it's such an interesting age to be in. Like you think you're invincible and you're longing for this probably love or a relationship that probably your peers are in or talk about all the time. And then when now you go back to what is the main problem?
Right.
Well, it has become part of the societal norm for ati utanilipia Uber and then I show up. But then again, when it comes to a teen, I know for my mom, every time ata sahi, you have to tell her where you are. You have to let her know that this is where. Unajua at least unaweza kuwa umedanganya, but she is umeongea na mzazi.
Right.
And for that girl to be able to just leave home like that and leave for Mombasa. I'm not sure if she lives with her parents or whoever is raising her, who her guardians are. But then again, that's, I think, probably part of being brought up and also as an individual. When you were a teen, as in, did you have a set of probably kuna kuanga na kale ka uoga, yes, siwezi toka kwetu, that uncertainty na did you have a set of probably principles or values that at least you were living by when you were that young, that your parents walikuambia, that probably they told you or taught you or gained from them at that period, enye inakufanya You can never just leave your home with 500 shillings
Right.
to just go meet a random guy.
Yeah.
So probably part of upbringing and also as an individual and all these societal culture things, teenage things that I think amount to
Yeah.
that.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe to add on what Tony is saying is, I personally, for me, I feel there is an age that now it's your values that will matter. There is an age that you get that si mzazi amemaliza kukulea or amaliza kukufunza, but you're grown.
Right.
You're getting, even your parent now tells you you're grown to a point that you can now go live on your own. Then there's a period in our lives that values and upbringing now really matter. Then there's a period in our lives that it's the upbringing that matter. I feel in the teenagehood, the upbringing and values,
Right.
both of them are conjoined at a particular time. I feel in adulthood, in youth, it's the values that truly matter.
Right.
And these values, it's either they've been put to you by your parents or just the society around you. So they will affect you either negatively or positively. They will do that.
Right.
So, and one thing that for me, I feel in our African, because we are all African.
Right.
One thing that we are doing, and for me, it's bringing fear and woga, is we are getting so much of the Western
culture.
side,
Right.
forgetting that's how they started. That's how they have always
Right.
been.
Right.
You're getting.
Right.
So we are trying to get or borrow something from people yenye wamekuwa wakifanya always, trying to think that pia sisi tunaweza ifanye ikue how we are beginning, but we are forgetting that how we as Africans have always been is the African culture.
Right.
So hakuna time yenye African culture atitaisha and then we become all Western.
Right.
We are trying to mix something with something else that has really mixed. They are
Right.
worlds apart.
Right.
So the way that the society is affecting our values and that is bringing the Western culture is really affecting us in the negative way.
Right.
Thinking that I can just go to a man's house and say he'll pay for my Uber. I'm not supporting this, but some men are just so disrespectful. They just pay for you and do. At least an Uber. It's like I'll be relaxed. I'll do it. Just joking.
Kama unaenda mahali kuna vumbi na jua.
And it's probably an hour from the station.
Imagine. But anyway, it's either Nduthi, Uber, whatever. So it's something that we are getting that it's okay. It is okay for me to do that. And imagine if and kama wasichana tunakwanga na this thing of kuchochana.
Definitely.
Yani lazima ikue.
Definitely.
Because tutakaa chini tuonge. And maybe I will not tell you go do it. But the fact that tuko hapo tu tunaongea and trying
But
to
I'm
make
indirectly
it
telling you to
seem-
do it.
Exactly.
Ama
Trying
pia
to
wewe
make
tu
it
mwenye
seem-
unasikia uko like
mbona nisifanye.
Right,
Mbona
right,
nisifanye.
right.
And then unaona tu just from that unafanya. You getting? But if we try to have our own, we understand Western cultures come in, there are some good things to eat like
Right.
technology, but then again we don't have to take even the bad. Maintain
And that's
your
exactly,
values.
that is my question.
Yeah.
That's my problem, because when you look at our African system, and might even add the Asian system, because a lot of them are getting sick, because you get also in YouTube videos, there's the American diet and the Asian diet. So you find whatever they've been living in, and that's a question that I've been really asking myself. What makes us think that our values are less enough, that being African is less enough, or being Asian is less enough, that you have to the Eurocentric standards,
Yeah.
because that's what you usually do, because
Yeah.
you live your Africanness, especially because, just being, it usually annoys me if I have to keep explaining why I have 4C hair and we are all Africans, usually gets to my nerve.
Yeah.
So in this case, how do we just leave our African system and just borrow? And we never borrow. Technology is awesome, but we never borrow their way of life in terms of moving forward. It's always anything to do with social media, how they dress, because everybody now is Cardi B dressing
Yeah,
and stuff.
yeah.
It's about engaging, because I think nowadays if you're a virgin, it's quite a taboo. It's
Preach, because at university.
yeah, it's a taboo.
What?
It's a taboo. But you check, they're trying, because when you look at the pastors, they're trying to return their people to the first love, like how America used to be way before all this westernization happened.
Yeah.
But we as Africans are borrowing into something that they are trying to get away from.
Yeah.
Because when they're trying to get away from obesity, for example, because of the foods they are eating, or they're trying to live their lives right.
Yeah.
But we as Africans are now adapting to that. Because we are eating our custom-made food is a taboo. Now it's all about pizza, and it's the same pizza that is causing obesity.
Yes.
So I have an issue with that. I don't know. I'm really having an issue with that.
Yeah, it's true. Like, to may absorb so much of the Eurocentric culture.
Okay.
Well, I think you see, since semi-colonialism, the African people were deemed the
Slaves.
yes,
Yeah.
and we were not as powerful as they would.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So when we were rising up, we looked up to these people who subdued us when we were oppressed to probably either overtake them or become at par with them.
Yeah.
But then, even while this was happening, there was our ways.
Right.
Like you said, there were African ways, African
before.
food. There was natural hair. And
Yeah.
speaking of hair, there was someone, a white lady, alishukwa this, Kenyan
Only.
lines,
Uh-huh.
akatoa, and her hair fell off. And then someone commented, and now this is someone trying what Africans do, forgetting that nywele ni different.
Right.
The type, it's
Yeah, the-
4C, and
the
theirs
texture.
is just different texture.
Yeah.
We were made different.
Yeah.
Where we live, as in the continent, the climate
Right.
surrounding the African areas and theirs, it's very different, and we can never really be similar, as in at par.
Yeah.
We could be at par, but in different, like in opposite directions.
Yeah.
But we should have been proud of being Africans.
Yeah.
Them being colonialists and suppressing and oppressing us, I think is what made us now sahi tunataka ku look like them. They look way cooler than we do. They even want to become as thick as the African.
Yeah.
Nini.
They're all
Yeah.
overturning their bodies.
And now we should have loved. We should raise up. Now, yeah, there are people trying to do that, beating the culture, loving the African body, loving the African culture,
Right.
loving being African. And even the African culture wasn't as bad.
Right.
The African culture, we grew up men taking care of families and men being there for families.
Yeah.
And now things just divorce imekuwa.
Right.
Like, we should have embraced
Yeah.
African.
Yeah.
So your inferiority complex to them. Now I think now we want to probably look like them or match them
Yeah.
and probably show them that we can actually look like you. Well, in actual fact we can't. And now that is what probably imetufikisha hapa. Ama still we look at them and admire them and want what they have, which we can always make our own. It's good to be different. It's good to be African.
Actually,
Yeah.
it's good to be
Yeah.
different.
And even apart from individually, let's even take our nation, man. If you check, we have a lot of minerals, or we have a lot of raw materials that we can get. But how many things do we import? How many things does Kenya import? From actually the foods itself.
Right.
You're getting. And then one thing that for me was very saddening was to come and understand that we are the best tea growers, if
Right.
not in Central East Africa. But as a country, we get the lowest grade of tea.
Yes.
The lowest.
Yes.
The best
Goes
is
out
sent to
yeah.
those other countries.
Right.
The same way you've said about inferiority, we still feel inferior to them. That if as a government, if as a nation, we are not embracing, and it's not only in Kenya,
Right.
most African countries, they import a lot of things thinking theirs are better than
Right.
ours. And maybe they are. But instead of getting their stuff, why can't we get
Let's
their
generate
skills?
from here, yes.
Yeah, why can't we get
Right.
maybe some raw materials mixed with ours?
Yes.
You're getting, instead of getting everything. That's why as an economy, nothing is growing. Like things from within are not growing, but the exports or
Right.
the imports are the ones which are growing the country. So as Antonia said, love African everything. I'm not saying don't try to get some things, because there's some things which are beneficial. If we didn't embrace technology, tungekuwa nyuma sana.
Definitely.
But some things like that, embrace them, and then also try to build yourselves or as a nation in the African continent. Yeah.
And at that intelligent point, what would be your parting shot?
I say
I know, right?
Just like that.
Just same thing. First of all, concerning the ladies
Yes.
going out, I believe as ladies, there's so much we have, and there are values that we can keep. Like us closing our legs, us saying no to this man, will not make us feel less cooler. Or even if they will say, you know, they will insult you or whatever, blah blah blah, it's okay. As long as you have those values, as long as you have at the long run, you're still saying, I have kept myself, I've not gone to this particular thing, or I've not gone to that particular man or this thing. It doesn't mean you keeping yourself, you're less cooler. In fact, sis, you are the coolest, you are the dopest. I kid you not. I kid you not. And then also on the African thing, I'd still borrow from Antonia. Love everything African. Even if fashion, we may try to get like, oh, let me try to style this and this. Let me try to style, or let me try to do this and this. It's okay, but maintain some things in Africa. It's not everything that you borrow is beneficial for you. It may be good, but it may not be beneficial to you. Yes.
Well, yeah, I think values, I'll still go to values. And like I said last time, wisdom. Even with technology, it came, lazima, kuna so much information that comes with technology. So get information, be wise, or get more information about things, and just not be swayed easily.
Right.
And I think rare things, squeezy, are beautiful.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to now, the African and if the society at large, like, we should, like she said, embrace us. Squeezy, when you see vlogs, they really support black business. Black
businesses, right.
So I think we're trying to go back to that. But individualize yourself. Know what you like, know where you stand, know what you can do. And like fashion, the Asian have a beautiful sense of dope. Just individualize yourself. Know where you stand, know what your principles are, know what your values are, and from then on, you know what to pick and what to leave. And that applies also, I think it's universal.
Excellent. It's been so nice doing this with my Firebrand sisters. Like I feel, you know, if we could hug each other, it's only that this COVID, the panorama thing, the paninis. I'd borrow from the two of you, be different. And not everything is beneficial. And also to add, the only reason why they look cool is because they've been doing it longer. Because they've been doing it for probably 100 years more. Even when you look in terms of their government, it's not that our government is down, it's just that we're trying to keep up with the government that has been running 100 years. So the same thing, the only thing is why they look cool on social media is because they've been doing it longer. So get your style, get your individuality, as Antonia has said, be different. Says being different is the best thing, because that's the only thing that opens way. When you look at the great people also in the Bible, it's their being different that opened ways for them. It's David killing Goliath. He's the one who stood out and because everyone was in the camp. But him being different is what opened up ways. So to all the young ladies, be different. Being different is actually being the most coolest person. Awesome. So we'll end up at this point. So until next Monday, love God, love others passionately.
Hi guys, thank you so much for watching this episode. If you would like to join the Firebrand Nation movement, go to our website at www.firebrandnation.com, sign up and someone will get in touch with you. Also follow us on our social media handles at Firebrand Nation on Instagram and YouTube, and Firebrand and Firebrand Nation KE on Facebook. Remember to love God and love others passionately.